Acheson Artist Legacy. Hi, my name's Chris Acheson. I'm going to show you how to do this painting. It's 40 by 50 centimeters and it's acrylic paint on stretched linen canvas. Okay, let's get started. So here we go. First with the canvas, we're going to sand it. It's been gessoed, but we're just going to sand it lightly just so the paint can stick a little bit better. And then we'll wipe it off. Wipe off just the little extra bit of dust. From the sanding. And then, almost like stretching before a run, we're going to do a little bit of stretching or exercising, getting limbered up with some charcoal, just to remove all the tension. Next, we're going to just come in with the black and the brush and not worry about it. Put down the brush and the canvas just so the paint flows a little better. And the same idea, just warm up, start filling in some areas. I'm not really thinking when I'm doing this. It's more of a feeling. To be in the zone is to not be thinking too much. I have no plan. No plan when I'm doing this. So just filling in with some black where I think it might be necessary, which will probably be covered up in the end. Most of it anyway, some will pop through. So this is like the base layer. Just trying to get relaxed. It's hard to describe the feeling when you're doing the painting. I wouldn't say it's entirely relaxed. I'd say there's a bit of everything mixed in there. Frustration. As well as being relieved by putting down some paint. Like I said, don't overthink things, not too much of a plan. This all has to do with doing abstract painting, abstract impressionists painting, or abstract expression. Trying to convey a feeling about what's on the canvas and the colors which bring out a feeling. And going with those intuitive feelings when you're doing this type of a painting. So of course I'm adding white at this point, trying to fill and cover all the canvas, the bare canvas, including the edges. It starts white, and as it touches the black, of course, it will blend a little bit, creating a gray. So I tend to start with the white areas, the unpainted areas first with the white, the clean white, and then start into the black, touching the black, which mixes and makes that gray. You'll notice I'm not holding the paintbrush like a pen or a pencil. You can, but it's not as flowing as holding it the way I'm holding it. A little more free-flowing that way. So we had a yellow, we were looking at that yellow, and we're just introducing a little bit of yellow now. That's been mixed with a little bit of color with the dark, and created a bit of a greeny color. The key is to look at those colors and try to make them harmonious somehow. You know, some colors, they just don't really fit together, come across as tacky. Not much color coordination. So make sure your colors are somehow singing together or harmonious. I'm rotating the canvas. You can rotate the canvas when you're doing an abstract expressionist painting to get another perspective, to see what's coming out of the painting. I'm in my little art studio on the balcony here, enclosed, with some screen window coverings in Shanghai, China. And it's very hot, over 30 degrees Celsius. But it's lovely. It's lots of sunshine. Yet I digress. So we're applying some yellow here. I'm applying some yellow here. And I'm really just seeing how it looks juxtaposed with the black and the white and the gray. And I don't just stick to brushes, I also use palette knives. So down this side here, I think it'll look a little more interesting with the yellow. Now here's the orange, an orange color. How's that going to look? Hold up your colors and see how they're going to look. How will they match in there? These are straight out of the tin, of course. You can adjust the color. You can adjust the tone. So we're adding a bit of the orange now. With the palette knife again. Palette knife is good because you don't see the brush marks if that's what you're trying to achieve. I think sometimes a brush mark is good and sometimes it's not so good. Some people paint a whole painting with palette knives. Remember, there are no rules when you're painting. How's this blue going to look? So I've turned the canvas on its end now, so it's standing tall. So unfortunately it's cut out of the picture frame there, but it'll end up being horizontal in the end. So this is just part of the process here. Applying some of the blue now up at this top section. The easel I have there is just a wood shelf I've attached to the wall, and a piece of wood that goes across at the top there that covers this window that's all around the balcony. Enclosed window, which can be opened with the screens, but I've covered that with a drop sheet, quite an ugly old curtain that was found here somewhere in Shanghai. I should make that look better. It's a little distracting, but you know, I'm just focusing on the painting. I can't even see that when I'm painting. I hope you don't. I hope it doesn't bother you. So some people might say, wow, that painting's done. Well, then it's done. For you, it's done. For me, I feel there's more to go. Not purely abstract. I like to get an impression of something going on in the picture. Some kind of a story. And I don't quite have that yet, so I'm still going at it. Now we're playing with the blue. A little more blue and adding a little white too. Now we're starting to get into some, it's almost like a water. The orange I often think of as clay, or the clay-colored earth in Africa, East Africa. It's got an earth tone to it. I love this type of clay court tennis, the red clay. So playing with a thicker brush there now. It's, I think it's a 30. Size 30, so maybe 3/4 inch, maybe an inch wide, flat brush. There's a natural hair brush. You can use synthetic. I mean, it's water-based paint, so synthetic is perfectly fine. It flows better off as synthetic. The natural materials like bristle tends to be a little bit more absorbent and moves the paint. doesn't flow as easily. It scratches the paint, scratches the surface a little, which is a good effect. You see, we can see now almost like a goat there. Can you see that? Is that what you want to go for? You can embrace that, what you see, and work with it. Or you can continue. Things start to emerge out of the painting. You can work with them. You can work with that image. Or you can continue, if that's not the type of image or impression or expression or type of painting that you wanted to display. Maybe that's not what you had in mind, not much of a plan, but more of that feeling and what you wanted to express. So now we're adding a little bit of a green color, avocado-ish, right? Avocado color with a thinner brush. The brush is possibly an 8, a natural brush again, like a sable. I like pig's hair, sable. For the acrylic and the expression, the abstract stuff that I'm doing, I like more of a scratchy type of bristle, not so much a soft, generally. Slightly rougher look, more textured look. So now adding a little bit more of the yellow, just some brighter yellow on top. So we've intermingled a little bit of that yellow, some of that avocado, and a little bit of that orange. Slowly covering up all that under paint level, or layer I should say, of the black and the gray and the white. They interplay though. Each layer interplays with the next. Okay, so this concludes part 1. Check out part 2 in the link below.